Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, and Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. I'm entitled this video, Black Catholics. I believe this is response to the video that I did concerning Babylon being America. So here's the video. This was put up 2 days ago. Babylon is the U.S. No ifs, ands, or buts, which really this video is a kind of response to the video that the individual, let me find it. Okay, right about here. This is from We Woke Now. And I watched some of the video, and the individual in the video was saying that I believe he said America is a Babylon is a spirit, it's not America. And so I did this, and like I said, 2 days ago, going 3 days ago, and this video was put up, I believe, a day after. So this is a day ago. So I'm just gonna let you listen. I don't know how much I'm gonna say on it, but Babylon is America. Babylon is the U.S. Babylon is an actual physical place on the earth. It's a geographical place. It's in a geographical location, which is considered the West. Now you have the West, you have Canada, you have the U.S., aka America, you have Central and South America. It's not Canada, it's not Central South America, which all covers the Western Hemisphere. It's talking about the U.S., America, the good old USA. That's Babylon. That's the place that's going to be destroyed by fire. You had one individual that used to be a part of the GMS camp, Nazariah, that he was kind of kicked out until he got his act together, but he never really got his act together. And he kind of moved on and over the Dan thing, something about Dan should be on the sign or whatever the case may be. And we had a back and forth with him for a good maybe year and a half, 2 years. You know, he had his own crew and they were out there on the street in Chicago. And then they said pretty much they had a problem with us, with the Dan, the tribe of Dan. Well, you got to put the Dan, I forget the whole argument. But it was surrounding Dan. That was it. Nothing else. Everything else, they didn't have a problem with it. Then as time went on, every week by week, it seemed like that we were going off. This doesn't mean this. You're breaking down that wrong. Revelation chapter 9 is not talking about World War I and World War II. Babylon the Great is not America. It's Vatican City. They kept like the reincarnation. They believed in that. The hell, the Christians got a hell doctrine, which means you burn in hell forever. Which now General Nathaniel Alaga is now teaching that, and then they get mad because we always get on the IUIC about something, because you go off your major camp that clearly goes off on a lot of things. You might say, well, why don't you never get on the ISUPK? Well, we used to get on the ISUPK a bunch. Years back, we used to get on them every week. Pretty much ISUPK, when they teach their own point for the most part. Now, what they go off on is the Charagma, which is the mark. And John the Baptist, he fell out the truth. Those are two things. Other than that, like for example, if I might watch Captain Tazariak and Captain Kadazak, when they speak, pretty much they're on point. The whole video, they can be on point. So it's a couple of things that we don't come, that they go off on. Go off when I mentioned those two, but it seemed like IUIC, but they put a lot of videos up too. So I come across some videos of IUIC and I'm like, wait, what? because this thing with the hell doctrine is recent. That the lake of hell is talking about a condition which is really not. When you come across the word hell in the New Testament and the Old Testament, the majority of the time it's talking about the pit or the grave, or it's normally when they'll say hell, they'll say death or the grave, which proves that the word hell means the grave or a pit. So the one individual in IUIC said, hell is a condition, which is really not, but it could be used. Sometimes you come across the word hell in the case of Job, or not Job, the case of Jonah. He said he was the Lord said three days and 3 nights in the belly of the fish. Jonah said, I am in hell. He said, him being in the belly of the fish, he said, I am in hell, which was a condition. But for the most part, it's talking about a pit. If you don't see it, go ahead and look it up. Go to all the words that, go to do a word search on the word hell in the Old Testament, click on it, go to get a translation book, whatever, Strong's Concordance, and that word 98% of the time it says a pit, a grave, or synonymous with death. That's where you put dead people in the grave, which is hell. There's no spiritual hell that you burn in forever, even in the New Testament. And there's one situation where it speaks about the rich man and Lazarus, which that was a parable. That was a parable. At that particular time, it was referring to this wicked scribe and Pharisee and to a meek, poor Israelite. But now it refers to Esau. The rich man is Esau, starting with the super elite, and Lazarus represents Israel. We on the bottom, they're on the top. And the hell that they're going to be in, with Abraham, with Lazarus in his bosom, Abraham represents the kingdom. And Lazarus represents the Israelites being comforted. So that's going to be in the coming kingdom. They're going to be in a hellish condition. They're going to be our slaves. And they damn sure are going into slavery. But anyway, getting back to this. So this video is Black Catholics. And I believe this is a response to the video that I did the other day. Let me bring it up again. And I'm not mad. I'm not like, you niggas are going. I'm not, they just don't know. Believe me, we make it our point to know. I've been in this thing since the 80s. I came in this thing since I was a kid. Since the mid 80s, I've been in this thing. So I'm going on 4 years in this truth. And we here at GMS, we are known for going into root words, etymology, understanding maps, understanding history, filtering history through the scriptures. We know all the breakdowns, as we call it, the breakdowns, interpretations, hermeneutics, whatever you want to call it, of the scriptures. I don't care what it is. Daniel 11, Daniel 9, Daniel 8, which most of you guys don't even know. You get those precepts mixed up with things that are yet to come. There's some things in the scriptures that already came to pass. Behold, I declare new things in the earth before they spring forth. I tell you of them. So it says, so this is it. Babylon is the U.S. No ifs, ands, or buts. And I focus it on this individual right here. And by the way, I found out that he was a Christian. He tells you that in this video, in the previous video. I'm actually in this video. And he does use the word him and the people that work with him. I believe he has a cousin or uncle or whatever. They use the word Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Obviously, they got that from the One Westers, because that's the first time I heard Yahweh and Yahweh Shai was when I went to One West. Prior to that, people that came close to the name was first my parents. They used to say, well, the Most High's name is Yahweh and the son's name is Yeshua. So I remember that. That's old school. But Ariel broke it down, and he broke down the words. He went into the words. He went into the Hebrew. So anyway, let me just let you listen. I'm not going to make this long. You know, I really didn't have much to say, but let's see if the spirit hits me in this little talk right here. So if you want, you can listen to this whole video. Like I said, I'm not mad. We're gonna march around this church. No. He just doesn't see it. He just doesn't see it. And we don't debate. We don't get into debates. We're gonna show you, because guess what? Man has a thing called pride and ego. And if you show them that they're going off in front of people, that pride gonna kick in. And you might say he's right. And in your mind, oh, he's right. But in your heart, you're like, man, I ain't gonna make this man make me look bad. See, that's the problem with Jake. They got too much pride in them. That's why they can't get this truth. They're not ready to humble down. Too many chiefs, no Indians. So let you listen. Let's see if the spirit jumps on me. Other than that, this will be short. Okay, so he's speaking the ancient Lashwan Kodash. He noticed he says Shalom, and he said a couple other words. And this Hebrew is the same Hebrew that we speak. So I believe that he's been watching us and kind of learning. Could be wrong, can't prove it. He can come on here and say, no, I learned that the spirit came to me in a dream. The Lord actually came to me and said his name was Yahweh and the son's name Yahweh Shai. Okay, good. All right, good. But that's that Lashon Kodash, the Paleo Hebrew. Listen again. Shalom Lak.
Just wanted to do a brief live here. You know, of course, meditating like always, thinking about some of the things that are going on within our community. But I want to address a couple of things, especially.
Right here. Sorry for cutting in. I believe he's referring to. I could be wrong, but I believe he's talking about the video that I did 2 days ago. So he's kind of, bringing me up without mentioning the video, which, like I said, ain't no big deal. You just don't see it. You can't see it. I wonder if he what's his take on the MOTB. What I mean by that is Revelation 13, 16, 17, and for that matter, actually Revelation 13, chapter 13, verses 15, 16, 17, and 18. What is his take on that?
I start meditating and thinking about the impact of the Roman Catholic Church. I know with a couple of, not a couple, but some of our brothers, sisters, whether in this awakening or outside this awakening, it can rub people a certain way when you tell them that the United States is not better.
It's almost obvious that he saw that video. But like I said, there's no big deal. It's neither here or there. And he says it in an authoritative way that, look, you guys are just lost. No. We're not lost. Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abomination of the earth, the whore and scarlet sitting upon the whore sitting upon the scarlet-colored beast is America, not Vatican City, not a spirit, not the whole planet Earth, not a system, but America itself. So if you want to say it's a system, then the beast would have to be a part of the system, which the beast is a part of the whole system, but the beast that the woman sitteth upon is not America. So the beast, NATO and the EU, will not be hit by missiles. It might be hit with a couple of missiles, but they're not going to be utterly destroyed. As a matter of fact, when a Babylon is utterly destroyed, Revelation 17:12 on down, it's going to be the EU and the NATO nations that's going to shoot missiles on them. The 10 horns is talking about shall burn her flesh with fire, because the Lord had put it in her heart. So they're worrying about what Russia's going to do, what China's going to do. They're not worried. They're not thinking about what their allies, European allies, are going to do. So it's not just Russia. It's not just the what is it? The hypersonic missiles. I always say supersonic. Hypersonic missiles, which are supersonic, in China, but it's your European allies like England and France and Germany. Any of those NATO or EU nations that possess missiles. When I say missiles, I'm talking about long-range ICBM missiles. Those missiles will be used on America. So there's not going to be one part of America that you'll be able to salvage. So it is a place. It's a geographical location. It's 5,000 square miles from Maine to California, from the south to the north, from the east to the west. That whole place is going to be engulfed in flames. And anyone that's living, animals, people, buildings, everything's going to be melted down, as Peter said in 2 Peter 3, melt with fervent heat. And when the smoke is cleared, it's going to be a desert. It's going to be a desert. Complete desert. And it's not going to be inhabited by man anymore. It's going to be the forbidden zone, like in the Planet of the Apes, original Planet of the Apes.
That the United States is connected to that. That the in this awakening was, I know with a couple of, not a couple, but some of our brothers in this awakening or outside this awakening, know if we can rub people a certain way when you tell them that the United States is not that. That the United States is connected to that.
The United States is Babylon. I don't know how it's connected. Where is the Babylon now? How is America connected to Babylon? Where is Babylon? Where is a Babylon?
I know it can rub people a certain way when you teach them.
But it rubbed me a certain way because it's clearly wrong. It's clearly wrong. And like I said in other videos, when we say we're 100% right, we're 1,000,000,000% right. This place is Babylon. This geographical location on the planet Earth is Babylon the Great. Because we're going to be delivered out of this place. We're not going to be delivered out of the spirit of Babylon. We're going to be delivered out of the actual place that the scriptures call Babylon, also known as Sodom and Egypt, Revelation 11.
About the proper context of Revelation 13, because I know we've been groomed, or should I say we've been hacked to interpret scriptures a certain way. So when I think about some of the behaviors that I see, I use this term, my cousin Pastor Carr, when we were still in Christianity, he was still, connected with Kojic.
So there you go. Thank you for saying that. So he's a Christian before he became an Israelite, before he embraced Hebrew Israelism. Just like all of us, I would say all of us, 99.9% of us, we're all either Baptist, Methodist, Roman Catholics, Seventh-day Adventists, or whatever. Like, for example, Apostle Ricard, he was raised up as a Jehovah's Witness. His parents were Jehovah's Witnesses. Brothers that are from the Latin tribe, obviously raised up in the Roman Catholic, so they left that Roman Catholic nonsense. Other Jakes, Dr. Jake from down south, came out of the Baptist and the Methodist. I myself was a so according to my parents, was a Protestant, but my parents woke up to the fact when I was a kid that they were the Israelites. Like I said in the beginning of the video, that I first heard Yahweh and Yeshua from my parents. Yeah, the Most High's true name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yeshua. And that's what Esau uses, that kind of call himself getting deep in the scriptures.
And I had come out of Kojic and transition to apostolic, but use the term black cat because in the church, especially coming up in the Baptist church, where I was, many would, they fought you tooth and nails and say that they are not Catholic, right?
You see right there, these people, they all saying, they're not saying shalom, they're saying shalom, shalom. Where did that whole trend shalom start from? That was before he came on YouTube. I don't know how many years he's been on YouTube. I don't think he's been on YouTube as far back as 2007. So it was us that said shalom. Now you got other camps, former Westers, instead of saying shalom, they say shalom.
Just like, same thing being in COVID, they fight you tooth and nail and say that they're not Catholic. They'll say this and that about the Catholic Church, when actually, in reality, they are Catholic. They are black Catholics. When you see bishops and,
Well, that's true. All these other churches, Christian churches, I call them daughters of the Catholic faith. The Baptist Catholics, Lutherans broke off from the Protestants, Lutherans. What's the other one? Calvinists, John Calvin, Methodists, Pentecostal. They all stem, Jehovah's Witness. They all stem from the Roman Catholic Church. So I call them daughters of the Roman Catholic Church.
So-called apostles within the church wearing the regalia of who? The Roman Catholic Church, paying dues, according to who and to who. The whole garments, the staff, all of that is Catholic. The choke chains or the collars, that is all Roman Catholic. No matter how you want to slice and dice it, the Roman Catholic Church has, they have their tentacles, their influence stretched far. They're the ones that created the Christianity. Not Christianity, but Islam. But truth be told, when we start dealing with the Reformation movement, when we start dealing with the Protestants and all of that stuff, those are all still Roman Catholics. When we start looking at the institution of slavery, Roman Catholics. So I encourage the few, right? There's a couple that have caught themselves trying to troll some of the things that I have taught in regards to Revelation. Let me make this clear. Let's start with eschatology. If you want to talk about eschatology. Eschatology. What's interesting is, a lot of these terms, even though eschatology, stems from the Greek word eschatol or whatever, which simply means last. But
eschatology is I'm not going to say religion. Well, eschatology just means the end of all things. Yeah, there's one guy, this Jake, named, what's his name? William Bell. He was on a vocab show. And he's, I guess you can say, a teacher of, expert of eschatology, the end of all things. He said everything in the book came to pass already. Revelation already came to pass. So technically that means we're already in the kingdom. I don't like this kingdom. I want to try another one. So yeah, the eschatology is basically dealing with end time prophecies, so you can understand.
When you understand eschatology, and if you study eschatology, just like theology, there's so many different variations, different teachings or theologies of eschatology. Eschatology simply meaning last, right? When you start looking at eschatology, you have Christian eschatology. You have Judaism in terms of Jewish eschatology. You have, believe it or not, Buddha eschatology. You have Hinduism for eschatology. You have so many different variations of eschatology. But the common Christian, right, Catholic consensus, when you're dealing with eschatology in terms of dealing with end times, when you're dealing with Revelation chapter 13 and Daniel chapter 7, right, especially more specific.
But he totally went off on. He totally botched it. He said if you watch his last tape, last video, if I could, I'll bring it up. I'll put it up in the. What was couple of days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago. He said that to prove that America was that America's spoken of in Daniel chapter 7, and he started with the lion having eagle's wing and the wings being plucked off, and the lion standing up upon its feet. He said that's talking about America. I said no scholar would, but you can say, well, those are white scholars. What do they know? That's not that's talking about the Babylonians. So that's what it's talking about. When you read down to Daniel, the 7th chapter, around about the 9th verse, what's the 7th verse, it goes into the beast that's different from others, the rest of the beast. That's the Roman Empire, the ancient pagan Roman Empire. We go through this all the time, but I know them breakdowns like the back of my hand. And then when the Lord comes, and the angels come before the Lord, and 10,000 of his saints, thousands upon thousands, the books were open and so forth. That's getting ready to happen. See, from the first verse of Daniel 7, let's say right into the 7th verse, the beast, there's two parts of the beast. We're in the last part of the beast, of the rebirth of the beast. And it came back to life really during the time of the Renaissance. So if you say Daniel, the first couple of verses of Daniel 7, the lion having eagle's wings is talking about America, you're clearly off. You're clearly off. Clearly off. It's talking about the Babylonians. And after the Babylonians, the Medo-Persians. After the Medo-Persians, or the Medes and the Persians and the Medes, the Greeks. After the Greeks, the pagan Roman Empire, and then the rebirth of the Roman Empire, which is this system today.
Daniel chapter 7, in the generic or the uniform or the Catholic understanding of that passage, even though eschatology, even if you try to define it, there's no really single definition of it. But if you want to talk about the four beasts, I understand about Babylon, how many would teach that Babylon is the first beast, that the second beast is the Persians, and that the third beast is the Greeks. When you start dealing with how they were divided up and all of that, that's still surface stuff. And then deal with the fourth beast as being the Romans.
That's what we teach. That's what we teach. But he didn't say that the other day. He said the Babylonians, the first beast, is the lion with eagle's wings standing up. He said that was America. He said that was America, and it's on my video. So I'm like, if that's America, then the bear, what is the bear? What is the leopard? What is the strange beast different from the rest? If we're going by that timetable, if that prophecy is put in order, then that doesn't make any sense at all. So you got to swallow your pride, my man.
Even wanting to go as far as trying to twist my words with how to use the videos, understand that variation or that opinion, how should I say?
No opinion in the Bible. I mean, you can have opinion, but there's no opinion in the Bible. This is how I break it down, and that's how you break it down, and that's how the Catholics break it down, and that's how this group break it down. There's only one breakdown. There's only one correct way to break the prophecies down. And if you break it down differently, then you don't, the Lord ain't dealing with you. Plain blank period. Just like going back to Revelation 13, 16 and 17. IUIC is breaking it down totally wrong. ISUPK is breaking it down totally wrong. Wi-Fi is breaking it down totally wrong. I don't know how many other camps. Sakari is breaking it down totally right. GMS is breaking. I think the only two groups are the One Westers, or that stem from a split of the One West group, is GMS and Sakari. You know, and you got a bishop. I gotta get used to saying general. He's a general now. General Nathaniel Agah, the Paleo Hebrew. Every time we do a video dealing with the MOTB, y'all should know what that means. He's got to do a remix on it. He got to do a remix on it. I wonder why. Why don't you just leave it alone? Why don't you just say, well, GMS is crazy. They do the same, they speak on the same thing week after week. Well, why do you keep remixing it and call, well, I found something new? If you know you got it, we haven't give you any new information about it. We gave it to you just like it is. We put it in the plate and gave it to you. We didn't add nothing else to it to make it taste better. We gave it to you. You go back to 2012, 2010, 2014, 2016. We break it down today the same way we broke it down 10 years ago. So I don't know what this individual's take on the MOTB, the mark of the beast, is all about. I want to know what his take is, and he can get back with me on the video. But if you ain't teaching it the way GM, that's why there's a reason why we say we got 100% truth. There's a reason why we say that.
Doctrine, that particular area of eschatology. But that's still not finite. Because when you think about, again, I'm not going to go through the teachings, but I challenge anyone, right? On what I teach about eschatology, as far as the approach of the end times according to where we are today.
But you don't know. You're completely confused. You don't know what's going on, man. You was a Christian. You got out of Christianity. You identify with being an Israelite. You watched some of our videos. I'm not saying GMS, but I'm pretty sure you watched GMS, IUIC, ISUPK, Sakari, and you kind of took certain things, in my opinion. You can tell me that I'm going off, and I'll apologize. But that's what I believe you did. I don't believe you would be teaching about Hebrew Israelism if none of these major camps from One West came on the scene. People now understand the prophetic, the prophecies, the eschatology, study of the end of all things, because they watched us. And you got certain Edomites, which I don't know if he knows that the white man are the Edomites or the Japhet or whatever. But you totally wrong. You totally wrong, bro. You are totally wrong. Now, you did go back and say Daniel 7. You did go into the order, which is good. But you didn't say that in your last video. You said the first beast, lion with the eagle's wing, standing up, is talking about America. You can watch my video. All right? Remember, the scripture said we were set for the defense of the gospel. What does it mean by the defense of the gospel? If some guy rises up and he's in Israel, we got to meet and we hanging out in Utah. I believe Edomite. My grandmother was an Edomite, on my father's side, on my mother's side. I believe Edomites can make it. We got to say, look, brother, Edomites they're going to make it. They're going to make it in slavery. No, well, I don't agree with that, brother. And this guy's doing videos. He called GMS, double honor to the elders. Edomites can make it. We're going to do a video. And really, I won't be in front of my computer. Most likely, I'll call Apostle Rhymelab. I said, Rhymelab, are you in front of the computer? Yeah. I said, well, do a video on this guy, Joe Mo, and tell him he's out the camp. Then what you talking about the camp? I want to have a council. They don't be on no council. Please do not come to me talking about Edomites are going to make it. And if that's the case, if you believe that, then get with the GOCC. We don't even talk about the GOCC anymore. They're pretty much they're a Roman Catholic church. Edomites can make it.
About the United States or about Russia. See, some have trying to twist my words and say that Pastor Kelly said that, hey, you know what? Revelation chapter 13 is the United States. No, don't twist my words. Don't cut my words off. No, I said the combination. See, in Revelation 13:2, there's a combination. There's the beast there is describing the combination of beasts in Daniel chapter 7. Now, what I teach about the prophecies, I bring it up to date.
You can't bring nothing up to date. You don't know the scriptures. You don't know these prophecies, man. You don't know these prophecies. I challenge you to do a breakdown on the end, the last, I don't know, from Daniel 9, verse 24 to the end. All right? Do a breakdown of Daniel chapter 11. Do a breakdown of Daniel chapter 8. Okay? You don't know the script, you don't know the prophetic parts of the Bible. You do not know, because that's why I got on you in that last video that I did. That's why I got on you about it. You do not know the prophecies, man. You follow GMS, John 10, you came in through another way. How do I know that? You started with former One Westers, you Shalom and Yahweh Shai. Where you get that from? The Roman Catholic Church? You got it from us.
Where we are. Daniel was part of the Babylonian captivity, if you study scripture. Jeremiah deals with the Babylonian captivity.
Exactly. They were in the Babylonian captivity. But what Daniel saw, well, since you said Jeremiah, Jeremiah 50 and Jeremiah 51, when it speaks about Babylon shall be destroyed, as I'm merely paraphrasing, as Sodom and Gomorrah. Matter of fact, let me get it. It's not talking about pagan Neo-Babylon. Let me get that. Let me get that. Jeremiah. Let's go to 50. We can do 50 and 51. Okay, where can I go? Okay, the word of Yahweh spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Jeremiah, they also receive dreams. Prophets receive dreams, get visions. They wind up in a trance. They get visions. The angel takes them someplace else, sometime, and actually, and sometime in the form of a dream. But when he saw Babylon, he's writing this stuff down, and he's thinking that it's ancient Babylon that he's a part of. He's a captive of. But he didn't understand that it was talking about this Babylon. Let me see. Declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal not, say Babylon is taken, Baal is confounded. This is talking about America. Okay, so right here, right? During this time, we're talking 600 some odd, circa 600 BCE. They said in those days and in that time, saith Yahweh, the children of Israel, which is the northern kingdom, shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek Yahweh, their power. The northern kingdom there's no record of the northern kingdom coming back, getting with Judah. That's happening now. That's the so-called Latin tribes, Gad, Reuben and Gad, and Issachar. I don't want to read this whole thing. Yeah, it says, remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land the land of the Chaldeans, and be as the he goats before the flock. The the children of Israel was not like they did not become he goats. In other words, they wasn't out there in the wilderness. What happened was it was the Medes. It was the Medes by the order of Darius at that time that gave the order to kill the king of Babylon because they were drunk. They were eating the king of food, and they were suffering from niggeritis. All right, they were sleeping, they were drunk, and it was a surgical strike. There was no bomb. They didn't have to tear down the wall. They jumped in there ninja style, slit all of these guys' necks. I'm just saying that in general. Well, give me the proof, because I believe one of them was stabbed in the heart. You know what I mean? Perversely took them out, took them all out, took out his top men and him. And guess what? That kingdom was transferred from one kingdom to the next, which was the Medes. So what happened? The Israelites that was in the Babylonian Empire, they were okay. They just had they were under new management. That's all. That's all that means. As a matter of fact, the king of that time, we're talking about Darius, we're talking about Cyrus, we're talking about these different kings, Xerxes, and these various kings. It started with the Medes, and it ended up with the Persians as a prominent kingdom. Do you know that Daniel was made a president? So there ain't no president gonna be living out like goats. So Daniel had a high position in the Babylonian Empire, which was taken over by the ultimately the Medo-Persian Empire. All right. So that part where it says, "Come out of her, remove out of the midst of Babylon," that's Revelation. That goes hand in hand with Revelation 18:4. When it speaks about the arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. There wasn't no war where they were shooting arrows on them. They snuck up in there ninja style, slit their throats, which is called a surgical strike. Chaldeans. Your mother, I'm not going to go into that. Your mother shall be confounded. Let me see, Sheldon. Right, it says, "Put yourself in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she have sinned against Yahweh." That didn't happen. They didn't take a 1,000,001 men with arrows and shoot, set the arrows on fire and shoot. No, it was a surgical strike. They got in there when the king and his lords were drunk, and they were full with all that. They were what do you call it? Loading up on carbs. Just getting to the finer points. Let me do this. A sound of battle is in the land, and great destruction. That didn't happen to Neo-Babylon. How is the hammer of the whole earth? Neon-Babylon didn't have control of the whole earth, just a region of the earth. Earth cut asunder and broken. How is Babylon, which is America, become a desolation among the nations? What is a desolation? What is a desolation? A desert. Let's look it up. Desolation. Waste, horror, appalment, waste, of land, city, etc., impalement, horror, waste. It's a wasteland. You heard the term wasteland. So that's what's going to happen. America's Babylon the Great is going to become a wasteland. From what arrows? Modern day arrows, which are the ICBM missiles, the hypersonic missiles from Russia that can't be detected by radar. Ruin, by implication, consternation, astonishment, desolate, waste, wonderful thing. What Jeremiah saw was the destruction of Babylon. But Jeremiah, you can imagine, he said, damn, Babylon's gonna get messed. He think about the ancient Babylon. He said, man, Babylon's gonna get messed up. Well, what he saw in the vision was America being destroyed, which he didn't understand. Let me get a little. Right, it says, behold, the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. To lay the land desolate. That's America. That didn't happen in Neo-Babylon. And he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it, which are our people. Because a lot of our people are going to die over here because they got the warning. Every Jake that has a internet, they came across IUIC video. They came across, and if they came across IUIC videos, they had to come across GMS videos because IUIC is always talking about us. So they said, who's this GMS group? So they watch GMS. Recently, everybody saw IUIC and GMS. IUIC and IUCBK get into a Royal Rumble. So everybody's talking about that. So they're watching ISUPK videos. It says, and the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. The gate represents what? Their protection, their defense. This whole chapter is beautiful. Right. Then it goes down and says, also Edom shall be his desolation. What the land of Edom? It's talking about the land. Edom wasn't destroyed in that. Edom was intact. Mount Seir, Petra, whatever you want to call it. And this Edom is talking about the new Edom, which is America. It's in Isaiah 34. Here it goes again. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder? Who has the hammer over the whole earth? America. There's over they say 800, some say more. There's at least 800 US military bases scattered throughout the whole planet Earth. What nation can you tell me, any nation, Russia, China, Japan, any nation that has, where is a Japanese military base located in America? It's not there. There's no Russian military base in America. But America has military bases all throughout the whole planet, 800 of them, that they don't even talk about in the news. Every time you have a military base in another sovereign land, what is that called? It's called an occupation. I don't have to read no more. It says Judah and Israel were oppressed together. Well, guess what? Israel, the northern kingdom, was on the other side of the earth. They was here in the Americas. So let me see here. Let me bring this back up. Let's listen to a little bit more.
The three invasions. Isaiah, his letter was written prior to the Babylonian captivity. Come on now. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, because it's a prophecy. And Isaiah, when he spoke about Babylon being destroyed, was it the Isaiah chapter 13? He's not talking about neo-pagan Babylon. He's talking about America. He's talking about America. He's talking about World War III, the War of Armageddon, whatever you want to label it. So yes, of course, he's going to say it before it happened. Whether he said it before he went into the Babylonian Empire, Neo-Babylonian Empire, 600 years BC, it represented this Babylon, spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Y'all don't know understand these prophecies like GMS understand these prophecies, man. That's why General Nathaniel sneaks and watches all our videos.
But see, many of us are Black Catholics because when we process the scriptures, we only want to process it through one method, one ideology. See, when you want to just hold on to this thing of saying, oh, Babylon is the United States. Okay.
That's not a Roman Catholic belief system. The Roman Catholics don't teach that Babylon and Revelation, or anywhere, Babylon and Revelation is America. They don't teach that. The Roman Catholics don't teach Babylon is America. They don't teach that.
Okay, that's up to you. But when you look at that beast in Revelation, right, the mouth represents the first beast of Daniel chapter 7.
Wrong.
And I made it clear, Great Britain also has the lion as their national beast. Then when you deal with the
okay, I give you a point for that one.
Wings, the United States, the eagle, that's separated, that was plucked.
Now you're going off, man. You got a map with a couple of pages missing. You're trying to let me bring that back. Let me bring this back. Bring it back a little bit, a little bit.
The mouth represents the first beast of Daniel chapter 7. And I made it clear, Great Britain also has the lion as their national beast. Then when you deal with
but that beast in Daniel 7 is not talking about Great Britain, it's not talking about the US, it's talking about the Neo-Babylonian Empire. That's what it's talking about.
The wings.
The wings represent the griffin that goes back to the Assyrian Empire. The rulers of Babylon were Assyrian.
The United States, the eagle. That's 7.
Yes, the United States is the eagle, but the eagle's wings in Daniel 7 has nothing to do with the United States. Has nothing to do with the United States.
That was plucked, took on the form, the image of a man. Uncle Sam and the heart was given to it.
Wrong. You can't be no wronger than that. You dead wrong.
Why can't that be the Revolutionary War of the United States separating itself from Great Britain?
Not talking about. I don't know where you got that from. It's not talking about that. It's not talking about that. Period.
But remember, the United States, no matter how you slice and dice it, is a daughter of Great Britain. So why are we letting Great Britain off the hook when we start understanding prophecy? Do you know the crazy stuff that Great Britain has done to our?
Well, we speak about Great Britain. We speak about that. That's Revelation 17 when it speaks about 5 have fallen and one is not yet coming. When it comes, it shall rule for a short time. That's talking about Great Britain. And out of that comes America, which it doesn't say America, obviously. I'm not going to go into it. You can go to Revelation 17 and read it for yourself. Five are falling, and one is. The one is Rome. The one that has not yet come is going to rule for a short time is England, Britain, Great Britain, UK, England, whatever you want to call it. And then the US comes out of that. When you go back to Jeremiah chapter 50, it says, thy mother shall be confounded. She shall be ashamed of thee. That's Great Britain being ashamed of the United States. But that has nothing to do with Daniel, the 7th chapter, in the first couple of verses.
Our ancestors. Do you understand that these Europeans, this whole Black Catholics?
That's what we are now. I guess we're Black Catholics now. I never heard of a Black Catholic say Babylon the Great is America. I might go to the Catholic Church and ask a priest, is Babylon the Great America? Because they don't teach that. They don't teach that.
Black Catholics troll. Now, am I going to say that I'm 100% correct on everything? Absolutely not.
Well, guess what? You have an unction from the Holy One and you know all things. All means what? All, whole, 100%. Give me a whole pizza. If a slice is meant from the pizza, you're going to say, no, I'm not taking this bullshit. You got to give me it all, man. See, you said it. I don't claim to have 100% truth. We do. We claim we have 100% truth. We make it our business to have 100% truth because we're representing the Most High. Ezekiel chapter 3. Eat this roll and go, in other words, digest it. And then go out and teach the sons of Israel.
I'm thorough with what I studied. See, when it's all said and done, when the Most High comes back, he's going to give proper clarity. But I can say,
he gave the clarity to the men. The Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto the servant, the prophet. We can't say, well, let's see what the Lord says. You might be wrong and I might. No, the Most High set up prophets, and he gave them the prophecies through whatever dreams, through whatever way he gives it to them. This ain't no guess. I don't know. I might be, I don't know, man. America might not. No. America is Babylon the Great. Point blank, period.
Emphatically. And I'm not mincing my words. We have too many Black Catholics in the church and outside of the church. Why? Because we don't want to talk about the Roman Catholic Church. Why don't we want to talk about the Roman Catholic Church? Why are we still waiting for the Great Tribulation to happen when the Great Tribulation already began? Why are we automatically dismissing our ancestors, the 100+ million that was kidnapped? Come on, fam. 100+ million of our ancestors were kidnapped, raped, murdered. We're descendants of them. Who led that? I challenge anyone. If I could bring you on, there's a way to bring you on. I'll bring you on there. Who facilitated the transatlantic world war?
Esau, whether it be the Roman RCC, the small hats, the Renaissance Christians, they were a part of that. Of course, they did it in the name of God. They call it a blessing. Matter of fact, the fact that we as a people were either Catholics or Christians or Baptists or whatever because of our slave masters. So when do we not get on the white man? We said the white man's going to slavery. He that leads into captivity shall go into captivity. It says America seems to be more a product of the beast rather than being wholly the beast itself. Did Rome and Egypt combine to form the new world order?
It wasn't anyone else but the Roman Catholic Church. Do you want to really get into all their symbolism? Why do they call themselves the Roman Catholics? Do you really want to get into their creation of Islam? Do you want to really get into their creation of other religions that they modified, changed to make it to literally put their foundation of Catholicism there? Do you really want to talk about that? If so, jump on my lives when I'm doing this teaching. I don't hide. I'll put the link in the comment section. Don't make videos. Don't make clips or butchering my clips of what I teach. That's not integrity. If you have a question, I drop the link. Feel free to jump on. And this is all done out of love, family. So I'm saying, don't troll the comment section. I'm well studied, very well studied.
Well, I don't know if he's talking about me because I never went into his comment section, and he's well studied, but he doesn't have the whole truth. He clearly doesn't have 100% truth. He said it himself.
Very well studied. So we have a lot of Black Catholics because whenever we look at prophecy, we don't want it. We again, we tend to default to the United States when we deal with Babylon, even though we're dealing with a spiritual Babylon when we get to Revelation chapter 18.
Oh, this is not talk about that. This is not talk about spiritual Babylon. It's the actual fire. It's the actual fire because people are going to be afar off, a fear of the smoke of a torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, from 1 hour, such riches or whatever it says have come to naught. That's a physical thing. There's going to be people. There's going to be breaking news all over the world, like the World Trade Center. It was on fire, smoke billowing up. Same thing's going to happen to America. Every news that's taking place got to be 1,001 news companies around the world. When that happens, it's going to be breaking news around the whole planet Earth. Going to be breaking news around the whole planet Earth. And by the way, we're going to be looking to be delivered. If we're of the elect, we're looking to be beamed up in the ships, the UFOs, the UAPs, the chariots of Israel. So that's going to be in the news too. They're going to say, oh my goodness, what are these UFOs? They're covering the sky. It's covering the whole planet Earth. Oh my goodness, we see people get beamed up. Oh my goodness, there's muscles. Oh my goodness. And I believe that there's going to be negotiation. It's going to get to a point where Russia's going to say, F it, we going to blow, you're going to blow your motherfuckers out the damn water because you're covered by two waters on either side, Pacific and Atlantic and the Pacific. And they're going to try to negotiate, and the Russians ain't feeling it, man. And meanwhile, you got the NATO nations and the EU nations that possess missiles. They're going to say, no, we're going to fuck this place up. You know, set and cast fire upon her, man. Cast fire upon her. So there's going to be a lot of nations that possess those missiles that they're going to use those missiles to totally engulf Babylon the Great. How can you use missiles? And by the way, that's how this place is going to be destroyed. The fire is going to come from those missiles.
And I want to make it clear, I'm not taking the United States off the hook. They drank out of the cup of the Babylonian, this new spirit of Babylon.
They have the cup. They are Babylon. The U.S. didn't drink from the cup of Babylon. The U.S. is Babylon.
Just like Great Britain, who is the mother of the United States.
Yeah, that's Jeremiah 50. She's going to be confounded and ashamed of the U.S. That's why she's going to be one of the nations that's going to shoot missiles on this place.
Japan drank up that Kool-Aid. Russia drank.
That's the fornication in Revelation 17:5, which General, I got to get used to saying it, General Nathaniel in the Paleo Hebrew, or Ebonics as he calls it, he says, I got more proof proving that the MOTB is sin. And he says, go to Revelation 17, and we start at 5. No, he started at 4, I believe. The cup in their hands. And then they started saying, oh, they got body bag. They didn't say GMS got body bag. We know what y'all talking about. Just say GMS, okay? Oh, they got body bag. Oh, we finally got him. You know, that y'all like, we finally got him. No, you ain't get nothing. You ain't get a damn thing. The cup and the who his hands had nothing to do with the charagma. It's two different things. Two different things. So I'm gonna ask again to this gentleman right here, what's your take on the Revelation 13, 16, and 17?
Of that Kool-Aid. Judaism drink of that Kool-Aid. Spain, Portugal, they all drink of that Kool-Aid. Come on, fam. It's not that hard. So when I talk about the beast in the Revelation chapter 13, I suggest you guys go back over and watch the videos I did on the 4 beasts, because this is something I've been teaching for years.
You've been wrong for years. And if you swallow your pride and watch our videos and ask questions, you know, it speaks about in Hebrews, you have need that one teach you again. You don't have it, my man. You know a lot of things. You got a lot of information. I give it to you, but you don't have it all, man. So you can't represent this thing until you ate the roll, as Ezekiel in Ezekiel the 3rd chapter. You haven't digested the roll. And the Most High set up the teachers. We are the teachers, man. GMS is the number 1 teachers on the planet Earth when it comes to these scriptures right here. So swallow your pride, put your pride in the closet somewhere, and then your mind may be open if you're one of the elect. Because this is only for the elect. We keep telling you that. Yeah, you got other groups trying to save the whole nation. We ain't trying to save the whole nation. Our job is just to push his word so the elect can be initiated by the Most High.
Trust me, I know the common consensus, the Catholic approach to eschatology, but I'll say it again. Learn or take a couple classes on eschatology, and then you'll understand that there's more than one. There's a Christian variation of it, Catholic variation of it, Jewish variation of it. As I pointed out, Islam has eschatology.
GMS version of it, which is the right understanding. Okay? And where do we take these classes for eschatology? That's something that's a white man's word, eschatology, which means the end of all things, the fulfillment of the end.
In other words, what they say about the last days. You have apocalyptic eschatology. You have all kinds of eschatology. So again, if you have a question, I'm sounding like Big Red, right? From the 5 Heartbeats. If you have a question about my books, my office hours are from 9 to 5. But in reality, I'm joking. But when I do a live and I drop the link, jump on if you have a question. But don't slice out my videos. Don't slice up my teachings, cutting it off at certain points, and then you interpolating what is being said.
No, yeah, he's definitely talking about me. He's definitely talking about me. And I don't have a question. I have the answers. I don't have, well, I'm not going to come asking questions. I got the answers. Why would you ask a question about something when you got the answers? You know, we have all the answers. So if you are not one of the elect, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it, my man. You're an Israelite. That's fine and good. That's a good thing. You're an Israelite. You woke up to the fact you came out of the church. You woke up to the fact that you were Israelite. But the question is whether you are the elect or not. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm one of the elect. I pray that I am. We say we're hopeful elect, but we have the whole truth. We know this, we know the whole, especially the prophetic parts, which you don't have enough. You know some things, you know some things, but you do not have it all together. You got a puzzle with some pieces missing out of it. Let's listen to a little bit more.
I'll say it again. The beast in Revelation chapter 13 is a combination of the four beasts. That's why it says the mouth.
It's not the combination of the fourth beast, the fourth beast. It's not the combination of the lion with eagle's wings, and it's not talking about that. The first beast was the lion with the eagle's wings are the Babylonians. Started off as the Assyrians, became the Babylonians. Assyrian Empire, Babylonian Empire, two different empires, but the king, when you look up Nebuchadnezzar, he was Assyrian. Our high priest Yeshaya, not Yeshaya, Yeshaya and Ariah, they used to say that they were Cushites because of Nimrod. They were not Cushites, they were Assyrians. Okay, the second beast was the Medo-Persian Empire. The third beast was the Greeks, and the fourth beast was a pagan Roman Empire 2,000 some odd years ago when Esau was ruling. All right, and the beast, Revelation 13, deadly wound was healed, came back. This is the beast all over again, which America represents the woman. It's not a combination of these dark nations and Edomite nations, man.
The mouth, which represents language. So when we look at language, the English language is the lingua franca, period. That's the trade language. No matter how you slice and dice, where did that language come from? The United States didn't create that language. That language is actually a Proto-Germanic language, the English language. It is a Germanic language. And the religion of the Germans, right, that whole tree or trunk of languages and cultures was the Norse religion. So when we start understanding language, then we can get into the linguistic side of the studies, if you want to go there with it, and further substantiate my points.
Well, I'm not a linguist, and you don't need languages. You basically you can go to the root words, hermeneutics, etymology. This word is a Hebrew word for that. Daniel, this is the Aramaic word for this. Greek. I don't have to go to school to learn how to speak fluent German. I understand that English did come from German and some Latin. Few words in Hebrew, sabbatical Hebrew.
So I'm saying this again. When we deal with that fourth beast, that beast, that combination of the beast, right? Yes, I stand firmly on what I teach. That it's the United States, first starting with Great Britain. The United States is a combination of the beast. The first beast. The second beast deals with the bear, right? And the common Catholic eschatology, the viewer of that passage, they will point to the Persians. But when you bring it to the now and connect it with the Russians, look at the influence.
Wrong again. You're wrong again. Anyway, I'm gonna say shalom, man. I'll see you on the next video because I know you're gonna be watching this, getting steamed up. But swallow your pride. Start watching the GMS videos so you can get your prophetic game up. You know some things. I give you credit on that. But you gotta come through the straight gate, man. You gotta come through you can't come through another way. Read John 10, the first couple of verses, first 3 or 4 verses. We have that truth. We have the truth. We have the truth. That's why we came on YouTube back in 07. What was it? IUIC came on in 06. GOCC came in 06. When things got live and popping was July of 2007 when GMS, Great Millstone, came on the scene. That's where all these other camps came from, from one of the One West crew. And we got it, brother. We got it. Anyway, with that, see you on the next one, Shalom.